Dharma scolds Ashoka for cheating her. You have begun to lie to me now. You broke my swear. He disagrees. I didn't even lie to you. I just didn't tell you entire truth. I took permission from you to avenge Bhupal's death only. I left to help her mother get justice. I lived by my promise. I didn't go to Patliputra. Susham is irked that he lost the golden chance to kill Ashoka. Everyone knows his truth now. Dharma tells Ashoka she does not wish to hear anything. Come. Bindusar tells her to stop. Helena and Siamak look on. Dharma looks taken aback to see Bindusar. She recalls all their happier moments together. V also looks at Bindusar with surprise. Bindusar and Dharma remember the old times. He touches her face and she ends up crying. Chakravartin and Susham look unhappy. Helena is shocked. Bindusar says you shouldn't have left Patliputra. Dharma says I couldn't change my son's behavior in the past 10 years. I couldn't change him for good. Forgive me. He has become Chand. His heart has turned into stone. Even a mother's pain or tears has no effect on him. Bindusar looks at V. Dharma says he is our son, V. Bindusar calls him Rajkumar V, my son. V runs up to him to give him a hug. Forgive me, son. You were not at fault, yet you had to bear so much pain. You cannot even imagine how much I have yearned to you. They share a hug. Dharma gets emotional. Ashoka takes a step back. Helena thinks this Mahasangram turned into Mahasangam instead. Bindusar calls Ashoka son. It is enough. Come home. Susham looks angrily at his mother, who too is teary-eyed. Bindusar says you can hurt me as much as you wish, but my blood is in your veins. You are a part of me and will always be. I forgive you today. Ashoka replies that he might have forgiven him, but he will never forgive him. Susham and Chakravartin look surprised, whereas shock registers on Dharma's face. Ashoka says you called me orphan 10 years ago. You behaved like that only. You didn't even look for me once. I agree I did wrong in your eyes. It was unpardonable. You punished me for it, but why did you punish my mother and the newborn baby? You gave my mother a choice 10 years ago to choose between her son and her husband. I will choose today. I won't go to Patliputra. Everyone is shocked. V requests his brother not to do so. Bindusar tells him not to be so stone-hearted and calls him son. Ashoka tells him not to call him son again and again. Didn't you hear what I said, Samrat Bindusar? My father announced me dead years ago when he called me an orphan. My father died for me then and there itself. Bindusar looks hurt. Dharma slaps Ashoka. Bindusar thinks of his own words 10 years back. Ashoka thanks his mother. I didn't expect you to bless me. But you allowed me to leave with this slap. He touches her feet, but she looks the way. V stops Ashoka. Please don't leave me. I cannot live without you. Ashoka says you have to take care of mother in my absence. Do you remember what I said? V nods. It is my responsibility to take care of mother and motherland in your absence. Ashoka hugs his brother. Dharma cries seeing Ashoka leave. Acharya says our plan didn't complete. Samrat was ready to take Ashoka with him, but Ashoka is not changing his mind. Acharya Radhagopt says he can go wherever he wants to, but his destination is the dream of united India. This is the truth. Ashoka cannot stay without his mother or motherland. Ashoka thinks all the relations with those family members are over now when the emotions died. Inside him, I was Chand and will always be. I will never go back there. Ashoka is sitting alone looking at the ruins of a house. It is the same house where Acharya Chanakya had breathed his last. Acharya Radhagopt comes there. Ashoka knew he will come for sure. Acharya Radhagopt says you wanted to come to Patliputra since so long. You rejected it in anger. It seems like Acharya Chanakya and the promise you made to him isn't important anymore. Everything has become personal for you. Ashoka replies that he hasn't forgotten anything. I recall everything that happened clearly. I cannot forget father's bitter words. I was a 14-year-old kid when my father called me an orphan, asking me to leave his house. He is dead for me. He was my father. I loved and trusted him so much. He didn't even let me meet my mother. My guru's dream is my dream too, but I got punished. The right to fulfill the dream was snatched from me. I was banished from my own home. You cannot even imagine what I would have felt at the time. It is the biggest punishment of a person to snatch the only motto of his life from him. Bindusar said it all too easily and asked me to come home. There was no hurt, pain or regret on his face. He told me to forget everything. I haven't and will not. What he did with my mother and the newborn baby was wrong. I was a kid, but he was a Samrat. I wouldn't forgive him for it ever. I am Chand, but I too feel pain. When someone gives another wound over it instead of nursing it, then it turns green once again. I haven't forgotten anything. That 14-year-old kid is still alive inside me, bearing the pain. Acharya Radhagupta worries that the dream will break this way. Ashoka says my tears will not weaken my resolve. I know what I have to do. It isn't important to live in the palace with Samrat. See how that dream will fulfill now. Acharya Radhagupta is puzzled. How will you do it without Samrat? Ashoka shares that Guru used to say that let enemies think you are weak and helpless. Use it against them. You make plans which become known easily, not me. You thought I wasn't aware of all that you planned. I knew everything that happened till now. I saw the sadness and shock on your face when I refused to go to Patliputra. I want to see it on the faces of my every enemy as well. I told you earlier also, and I am telling you now. I hate planning or plotting. You won't be able to control me. If you think you can, then I will make you lose in your own game. He walks near Garud. I promise you that my promise will be fulfilled soon. One of the killers will be punished by this Purnima. This is the vow of Dharma and warning of Chakravartin Chand. He leaves. Acharya Radhagupta remarks that Ashoka thinks like a lion. Who will be able to tame him?